I've read 2 books recently that I rated 5 stars, and I'm rating this one 5 stars. I am reviewing Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelina, and like I just said, I am giving it 5 out of 5 stars because I loved it. Oh my god, guys. I loved this book so much, which is also funny too because when I got it, I went into it thinking I was going to enjoy it. I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be like maybe a 3.5 or a 4-star book, but oh my god, I loved it. I loved it so much. I'm so excited to read the second one. Let's stop gushing. I will tell you what it's about. Trial by Fire is about a girl named Lily who is basically gets sick a lot. She's allergic to a lot of things and she always gets a really high fever. She's pretty much always running a fever. So she has to be really careful about what she comes in contact with, the types of foods that she eats, and she's just in and out of the hospital a lot, and she has one friend who is really good at like kind of taking care of her and caring for her and being there for her, and he's been there for her her entire life, and at the very beginning of the book they kind of start a relationship, but he becomes a jerk to her and she kind of just wants to get away. She doesn't want to be her friend. She doesn't want to be his friend anymore. She's just completely hurt, and as she's grieving over what this jerk guy has done to her, she starts hearing voices in her head that sound like her own voice, but she's not the one controlling it. And the voice just asks her basically if she wants to get away, and so she says, yes, I do, and she finds herself in a completely different world, which turns out to be just an alternate universe, and there are infinite numbers of alternate universes that are like similar in like the geographical form, I guess, and people. There are basically replicas of people in all of the worlds. They all run differently and everything like that, so she shows up in this other world that is like basically geographically in the same area as her world, but it's completely different. It's kind of like a mix of futuristic and medieval, which is kind of cool, and the person who brought her to that world is that world's version of herself, who is basically like the leader of the world. She's gotten herself into some kind of trouble, and she thinks that Lily can fix it, but she doesn't know how. Lily ends up running away from her and meeting that world's version of her best friend who just did something horrible to her. And also this new guy who is not in her world named Rowan, and it's basically just about her figuring out like maybe why she was brought there, how she can get back home, what she can do to help the people of this world while she's there. And the other cool thing about it is the world that she gets brought into relies on magic to do pretty much everything, to power things and run things and everything, and medicine and everything is all magic. And Lily finds out that she is a magic person and she can do magic, and it's really interesting. There's a lot more to the story. The story is actually pretty intricate, and the way that the magic works is really complicated and really interesting, and the way the world runs, like the politics of the world and everything, are also pretty complicated. But the way that it's explained is, it isn't like info dumped. You're not like, you don't just get a whole bunch of information about how everything works right away. You get pieces of it at a time, and when you just get pieces of it, it's not frustrating, because like you would think when I just say you only get pieces of it at a time that maybe it's frustrating because you don't know enough to understand what's happening, but Lily doesn't understand what's happening either, so even though it's told in the third person, it's basically from Lily's perspective. Like not really, but like kind of, I guess, if that makes sense. So when Lily doesn't understand something, a lot of the times the reader doesn't understand either, but it's like you don't understand with her. And when you get told bits and pieces of information at a time, it's kind of like you only need to know those bits and pieces at that time. So you don't really need a full understanding of how everything works at that point in time. So the way the information is explained and the speed at which it's revealed, I thought was really well done. And just interesting. It just, even the parts that weren't exciting, they were still really interesting because of the world and what you were learning about the world and the people in the world and everything, which I really liked about it. The thing that I loved the most, I loved the magic, and I loved the way the magic worked. It was really, I said interesting, but I'm going to say it again, it was really interesting. And I loved Rowan so much. Oh my god, like, I know I say this about every book that I love that has a guy in it, but he is my new book boyfriend. I have a lot of book boyfriends, as it turns out, but I loved Rowan so, so, so much, and there's like this thing in it called Mind Speak where, I don't want to explain like how you can mind speak and what you have to do because you just read it, but there's a certain point in which you can speak to certain people through your mind, and so it's basically like telepathically communicating, but when you mind speak, you can't lie. It's impossible to not tell the truth, which I found really interesting. I need to think of another word for interesting, but I really liked that about it, and whenever she was mind speaking with Rowan, it was so good. It was really good. It was really exciting. There was even a few parts where I thought they were gonna go like YA cliche certain things, but then they didn't really, which was really cool. Like there was even one part when I came up from my break at work after reading this and told my friend, oh, there's something like one of these YA tropes is that they always do is gonna happen, and like, I mean, I still love the book, but ugh, it's gonna happen, and then it didn't happen, and I was like, oh, great! And I'm not gonna tell you which one it was, but yeah, so I'm just rambling now. I feel like I'm not making much sense, but I really, really, really love this book. I'm really excited to read the second one. I actually was at Chapters last week with my friend, and I think it was the day that I finished this book. We were just doing Christmas shopping, and my birthday is soon. It's on December 8th, depending, I don't know when this video is going to go up. I don't know if it's going to go up before or after my birthday, but my birthday is soon, and it was soon also when I was at Chapters with my friend, and I just wanted to look at the second book. And I thought that the second book was still in hardcover, and I was super excited when I saw it on paperback. I was like, ah, that means I can get it sooner to match this one. And I just was looking at it, and I was like, ah, my goodness. And my friend Laura was like, how much is it? And so I told her, and she was like, do you want it for your birthday? And I was like, ah, okay. So she bought it for me. She's going to give it to me for my birthday, which is really exciting and nice of her, and I'm really excited to read it. So that is my gushy review. If you like magic and fantasy and otherworldly books and hot, wonderful men, I recommend this highly.